You'll hear some things that will make you smile. You'll hear some things that also will make you cry today. But those untold narratives, those absent narratives, is what makes Omaha who we are. Today's theme is homegrown. You don't have to have people outside of Omaha to become leaders in Omaha. Throughout this day, you'll see your leaders that will be homegrown young folks. And I remember Ms. Parker when she was a college student. That's been some time ago. So I'm so proud of what you have done and to be entrusted to this building at such an early age is truly a blessing. So thank you.
Thank you. So the learning community actually is a political subdivision for education. It's the first political educational subdivision in Nebraska. And what we're truly missioned to do is to really work with the 11 school districts that make up the learning community and really think about innovative ways to work with those who are struggling academically.
So there are plenty of markers if you'd like to write something on everybody knows what a social justice sign is, right? You're just making a simple statement that's a powerful statement about whatever it is that you believe in, you believe should be happening to change, to improve, to make a difference.
You know, to be positive, and then you can spread your positiveness with others. I smile always, I love much, and I laugh often.
Most of your hands up, don't you? And it's just about social justice and the things that's been going on. My sign says peace. I feel that we need to start teaching children at a young age to be peaceful, because a lot of children come to school angry, mad.
We're going to have Boys and Girls Club, and you'll be surprised at the quality of assistance that the Boys and Girls Clubs are able to give each of the school classroom teachers as well as principals, if you only ask.
We use the sports here as kind of a carrot. Kind of manipulate the kids a little bit, trick the kids a little bit, but it's real important that the kids are able to play the football, the basketball, the track, but at the same time they have to do the educational component. And that's one of the things I'm pretty happy with Justin Wayne, who actually is on the president of the school board, that's demanding the kids actually excel in school and excel in sports at the same time. I know in the past couple of years it's kind of been sad for me to see all these kids go through Omaha Central and not accept Division I scholarship because they don't have the grades. You know, so I think we're on the right track, and I think Girls Incorporated, Solomon Girls, all my kids, and Boys and Girls Club, we kind of fill in the gaps that need to be filled in.
We have I have 13 staff. I have a couple OPS teachers, and we come through, like I said, like Mr. Felici said, when the kids come here, the first thing they do is they practice on to get their homework done. So the OPS teachers help the kids with their homework. We go on field trips. We went down to watch North High. I'm a big North High fan. We have 16 kids from our program, the Boys and Girls of our football program that play for North High. So they've been the two-time state champs.
The reason why we started Readers to Leaders is I used to run a book club called the Boys to Men Book Club, and we had a lot of young men in there, most of color, who were middle school, high school, couldn't read. And, you know, it's not too late then, but you really need to catch them earlier, as you educators know. So we focus on 7- and 8-year-olds. We don't want to be a school. We're not equipped to be educators, but we have these kids a lot of time every week, and we can do our part.
It's not a weapon. I think sometimes a lot of people, it is because a person is black, it's used as, oh, that's why I did A, B, C, and D. And so it's not an excuse any longer. My skin is not a weapon or
accept the skin I'm in. And I was going to try to review it and put this accept the skin that we're in. And the reason why I chose that word, like I said, I work with behavior kids. And sometimes I feel like the teachers send them down to me because they don't want to accept or deal with them. So I pretty much pull my acceptance word based off of the children that I handle on a day-to-day basis.
I just have the word equality. I believe that if we can begin to exercise that, put it into practice in all that we do, it would eliminate so much of what is happening and not happening.
Is the first site of Omaha's gift to the world, Malcolm X.
Everything starts with culture. And the reason why we go to different schools and work with kids is to let kids know that Africa is not just about animals, jungle, savages, and all that.
The first and only dance we'll do today is called Sofa. Say Sofa.
Sofa.
Sofa is a wonderful dance. It is a hunting dance. So we celebrate, and so Sofa is a dance that would be done once you go back to the village, and we all celebrate our wonderful bounty of food. Please enjoy Sofa.
Just again, thank you for coming out to the Malcolm X Center. We are always glad to get folks in the building, and we've had people from all over the world that come. There was someone who noticed that we have almost 150,000 fans on Facebook from all over the world. The #1 city as far as fans of the foundation is Istanbul, Turkey.
I can give an overview of the entire African American experience in Omaha. And there, as Elmer mentioned, there's different elements of my family have been involved in different things that are part of the fabric of this community. Beginning with my great aunt Minnie Patton. For years, she operated a small restaurant in what is now the Old Market, and when it was really the market. And father's side, everybody, my father, my grandfather, and my uncle all worked for and retired from Union Pacific Railroad.
What we do at Charles Drew Health Center, we are a federally qualified health center. Basically, we're responsible for taking care of the underinsured and uninsured population in this town. We're a $10 million corporation. We have roughly about 10,000 patients, about 39,000 encounters a year. Of those 10,000 patients, 6,000 of them are babies.
My organization is African Culture Connection. I found this organization in 2006. Why? Because it was one-man show. One person was doing everything, and basically going to all this white community. I traveled to all this little city in Nebraska through the Nebraska Art Council, and I feel that, wait a minute, this is not just all about, this white community, event, but also I need to touch base in the black community. So I thought if I create this and have 501c3, I will be able to get more grant and reach out to North Omaha School.
Caters, I did want to say one thing while you're all in the room. If you want a resource to teach the history of Omaha, the best book I've ever seen on it, it's not that large, I'm sure they have them in the library. It's called The Story of Omaha, and it was written by Sorensen, a member of the family that this Sorensen Parkway was named after. And there are little things you can just teach all day long from that book, because even the answer to who was Kellum, everybody knows about Kellum School. And they have different people in the community and different schools, the streets, Hamilton Street and all that. And this book tells that so children will be able to relate to their environment and their place. So I'd highly recommend that book.
native Omaha. I'm a native Omaha. And I have a very, very emotional tie to North Omaha.
What this monument commemorates is the life of Dr. Martin Luther King. It's a triangular monument. The first two sides, it's a reference to Martin Luther King. You'll see the benches. There are essays on those benches. Those essays were written by Omaha Public School students from grades 6 through 12.
That right there is the first and only African American savings and loan ever. And it's a very historic building.
This is Big Man Ballroom. This is the building. This is here's where Louis Armstrong, Count Basie, Donald Washington, Nat King Cole, all of the famous jazz musicians. Omaha really was the hub back in the 20s.
Oh, now tell the truth. Most of you are gonna, if I wouldn't have set you up, you would have said Kansas City or New Orleans. Omaha is the home of jazz. But we never did any of the right things to promote it that way and project ourselves that way.
This particular building, I was telling the current owner, Marguerite Washington, it was initially a funeral home. And they had, you can see down in the bottom there's the name of the owner of the funeral home. There's a name down there. And when they moved in, they didn't know who that was. I told them.
Okay, what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, we're just scratching the surface. But we want to give you a feel for, there's a rich history and a rich present culture, and it's kind of a renaissance. This whole idea of a Christmas in the this is invigorating the community. And so as teachers, you have a way, in your own way, to tap into this any way that you want.
St. Benedict the Moor was a Christian man, a priestly man who helped poor folks and helped them when they were ill. And so in order for you to be classified as a saint, you have to have some type of extraordinary activity be associated with you.
Okay, so now what we'd like to do is spend some time on the reflections.
I think so. But for some people, I don't know.
My most valuable aspect was the creativity through arts, and I like how the American Culture Connects was able to learn history, which would be social studies for elementary students, through storytelling of a dance. And it just kind of reminded me that we have to meet the students to get their attention to learn.
After today, my word acceptance, I felt more better.
I've learned a lot today and I can take it back.
I started with the word community this morning. I'm going to end with the word community. I feel a sense of community.
After today, I feel more educated about my community.
After today, I feel our children need to do an immersion on Omaha to learn more about the community that they live in.